Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm bringing you my most effective tactic within efootball 2024. I've been using it as my main tactic for the last 2 months in the efootball league, even on the RTG, and it is one of my 3 most successful tactics used in international tournaments and with great success. So do you want to get better results as well? Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more efootball content, and for now, enjoy this video. Okay, so let's start with setting up the formation. We will be using the 4-3-1-2 formation in game, also known as the 4-4-2 diamond, with 2 CBs, 2 wingbacks, 1 DMF, 2 CMFs, 1 AMF, 1 shadow striker and 1 central forward. The playing style for this main tactic is long ball counter, and for the sub tactic we will be using quick counter. Depending on the state of the game and game updates, you can be switching between long ball counter and quick counter as your main play style for this formation. Try to find the best managers with a proficiency of at least 85 for long ball counter and 65 for quick counter to get the highest team bonuses. Valbuena, also known as Diego Simeone, is a great option, and if you went for the United booster pack a couple of months ago, then Emircany is a great one as well. Now that the formation is set, we're gonna talk about the type of players that are suitable to this tactic. As we are playing long ball counter with a low defensive line, we want a defensive goalkeeper that stays in his goal instead of an offensive goalkeeper that goes out of his goal. A keeper that mainly focuses on defending the goal on the line. For the 2 CBs, I would go for 2 build-up players that will drop down to offer you passing options to create the game from the back. On the defensive point of view, all your players will drop down after losing ball possession and will be conservative instead of aggressive, and that's why I don't recommend a destroyer as CB within long ball counter, as that will work against each other and that will create gaps in your defensive line. The most ideal players for the wingbacks will be defensive fullbacks that will play like 2 extra CBs on the side. This will simply form a great wall and gives you that certainty at the back, in the center and on the wider areas. For the DMF position, I would recommend an orchestrator purely for the build-up. With long ball counter, your job is to play very directly and mostly over longer distances. But to be able to do that, you need a player with good positioning in the build-up and great passing. An orchestrator will naturally offer himself in the spaces to create the attacks and has the skills to give those passes. Are you looking for a more defensive player? Then go for a destroyer that does the dirty work in front of the defensive line. For the CMF positions, I mostly prefer a box-to-box player on one side and a whole player on the other side. The box-to-box player is a great all-rounder that joins both the attack and defense, which gives you certainty in your game. If you can't find a proper box-to-box player, then you can go for a neutral player on that position that will basically have the same mixed runs. The whole player is mostly joining the attack by making runs into the edge of the box, filling the gaps behind the attackers to create another passing option, or going for a quick 1-2 combo. For the AMF position, I would recommend a whole player as well, but this time a player that makes runs inside the box, behind and in between the attackers. The runs they make are still the most effective and deadliest out of all attacking midfield playing styles. And then up front, a neutral shadow striker is my most favorite playing style to have next to the central forward. A neutral player is a balanced player in terms of runs by dropping down and making runs forwards. A deep line forward can be useful as well by dropping down to create gaps for the whole players to run into. As last, we have the CF. As we are playing long ball counter, all your players will run to the front and mostly have lots of space in front of them. To make use of that space, I use a goal poacher that is hugging the last defenders and is waiting for the through pass to then finish it off. Additionally, I prefer a physical central forward combined with a more agile player next to him to be able to variate your game with ground passes and passes in the air. We then move on to the advanced instructions. I would recommend not to use any instructions because it will only mess up the dynamics of your game and the runs of your players. There's also no need for deep line, as all your players will drop down anyway when losing the ball because of the long ball counter playing style. You can make use of defensive on one of your wingbacks if he is an attacking fullback, because you need all 4 defenders at the back at any time. Additionally, when you feel you can't control the game, or when you feel the gameplay is heavier than usual, or when your opponent is leading and trying to pass it around at the back, you have to make use of a sub tactic. I have set up the same formation in the sub tactic, but with quick counter playing style. The reason for that is to give high pressure instead of playing conservative. By playing and pressing aggressively, you can still force a goal by using this sub tactic. Okay guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you found it useful. If so, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel for more meta tactics and for more efootball content. I want to thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Peace out.